And hello, everybody, and welcome back to the stream. Hope you're all having a good Friday, or whatever day it is for you right now, and we are back. So as promised, we finished Day of the Diver, and on Wednesdays we're going to be doing cattails and all that, but Friday, Saturday, for the next while now, back to back, we're going to be doing Slay the Princess. I've seen maybe half of this game, so I have some knowledge of it, but not a lot of it, not all of it by any means. And it seems interesting. It's mostly going to be a watch along because it's a visual novel that's like fully voice acted, so not too much to think about there. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be super duper cool. It does seem like a very interesting game, so without further ado, let's try and get into it and take a closer look. All right. You know what's so based about this game is that it starts in windowed mode. Yes, the captain is here. Just arrived at the local starport. Content warning, this is a horror game and is not intended for all audiences. Please visit our website if you need a full list of content warnings. No, we're not doing that. Slay the Princess contains flickering image effects as well as a parallax effect that on rare occasions has caused motion sickness in players. If either of these cause health issues for you, you can disable them in the game's preferences. Well, I don't know if that's going to cause any sickness for me. I think content warnings are appropriate if, like, there's, like, an epilepsy warning. Whatever horrors you may find in these dark spaces, have heart and see them through. There are no premature endings. There are no wrong decisions. There are only fresh perspectives and new beginnings. This is a love story. Interesting. Intriguing. Wow. So I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to need to do this stream, but I am going to get out a notepad in order to track all of the endings we go for. Because there's like 100 kajillion endings in this game that when you collect them all is when you get the final ending. I assume. I haven't seen all the games, so I'm not actually sure. But just in case we need to like track all these endings, I'm gonna get out a notepad. But okay. How's the sound balance between this game's music and any other background noise I have going? You need to turn the game up or down or whatever. Sound seems good. All right. So I'm pretty sure I don't need to use WASDA or anything. Jesus. Spooky. I probably am not gonna bother censoring anything when I send the VOD to YouTube, even though every time I've seen anybody play this game, they always censor it on YouTube. Probably not a big deal. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess. Alright.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that as we move the mouse, the screen moves. That's cool.
You're here to...
God damn. Okay, so I need to use my clicker on the laptop pad, or else I'm gonna accidentally click through a bunch of fucking... I'm gonna end up clicking through a bunch of stuff on accident. You're to slay her. If you don't, it'll be the end of the world. Yep. Uh-oh. I need to put the chat somewhere else. Hold on a moment. Need to change where I keep my chat room. Maybe I do something... Change where I put the chat. Hey, I think that'll work. Explore! The end of the world? What are you talking about? Explore! Have you considered that maybe the reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Explore! Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it? Explore! Can't someone else do this? Explore! Forget it, I'm not doing this. Consider that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? Do I get some sort of reward for this? Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet, I've always wanted to offer monarch. Viva la revolution. Silently continue to the cabin. I don't know what order I want to do any of these things. Let's go with, like, the most simple, most brain-deadiest thing possible. Let's go. I've arrived early for once. It happens. You know, thank you for coming along. Let's silently go to the cabin. Oh, I need to make sure I use
your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
A lot of schizophrenia in this game, by the way. Quite a lot.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Change the position of my chat ever so slightly again. As a OCD. Alright.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Most brain-deadiest possible thing. This effect of the room changing with the mouse cursor is very interesting.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed. Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Okay, so I can't be silent this time? You know what's interesting? I don't know. I think you guys can probably see the mouse cursor, but it's like a little bird hand with a claw on it. I didn't pay attention to that earlier. Brain deadiest.
Okay.
Hold on, let's talk a little first. Oh wow, there's so much shit to do. What the fuck? You're actually Mark Zuckerberg. Well, I mean, like, I've seen this game before, and what's very interesting about the main character is that for some reason he's like a bird creature. Like, there are parts where you get to look into a mirror and you can see that you have, like, feathers, and you have, like, weird reptile hands. So you're like a bird creature of some kind. I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason. I'm the first person you've seen in a while. What have you been eating or drinking? I was sent here to slay you. You're apparently supposed to end the world. What are you going to do if I let you out of here? I'm going to keep you locked down a little bit. These are all really long. I'm probably not going to read them all out loud every single time, unless I decide to choose it, and then I'll read it out loud for everybody. Go back upstairs and retrieve the blade. I did say, what's the brain deadiest thing we can do? You know what? She's cute. She's too cute to live.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here. You'd better hope for your own sake that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but I'd hurry if I were you.
Voice of the onion.
You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation.
Oh, and now the mouse cursor shows our bird hand with a dagger in it. That's cool. I never noticed these when I was watching somebody else play this.
Okay. If we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen.
Interesting.
Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
Let's finish
Your
this.
eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she?
Close the door behind you.
You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
I'll wait.
Oh, do you want to play a waiting game? I've been down here a long, long time. I'm very good at waiting.
You do your best to patiently wait her out.
Absolute focus. Be like a monk. Make like an anime. Close your eyes and just sense her before she kills you.
But eventually, exhaustion starts to set
What?
in.
What do you mean I'm just tired from standing up? Fuck you.
Come on, wake up. We can't fall asleep down here.
Start humming Baby Shark and she'll kill herself. No, she'll just kill us to make the singing stop, you know. Fine. I guess waiting isn't gonna... I guess if we're gonna fall the fuck asleep, then I guess
Step
we...
into the shadows. Too late, you hear the quiet patter of feet against the basement floor, followed by the taut pull and sharp pain of tearing flesh as the princess lunges into you from behind and drags you to the floor. Her ferocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade. It slips from your hand, your one last means of defense, lying useless beside you in a pool of your cooling blood. I suppose you just lacked the will to fight back. This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you.
Fuck you.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh no. That's okay. Because remember, there is no wrong choice.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna mind if it is like a big gigantic metaphor. Because I like cerebral stuff. But I hope there is an explanation. And also, like, the opening crawl said that this is a love story, so I hope there's like some sort of payoff to that concept. Getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
Yes, we're safer taking flight.
Voice of the hunted.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going? Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all. You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever. But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
If this is the love story, are we gonna NTR the narrator? What? My god. Well, I mean, no, I don't think the narrator is gonna be jealous of that. I think the narrator just wants us to kill her.
Wait, something isn't right. Can you still hear me? You're supposed to wind up back at the cabin again. Everything is getting fuzzy.
What?
What's going on? Where are we? A dark place. Thoughts like us shouldn't be here.
Thoughts like us? World around you is unwound, its physical matter replaced by a textured nothingness. It is quiet. There is a distant rumbling, a sound of many sounds. Undulations pulse louder as something other comes close. I have never seen this before. Oh shit. Oh no, I probably have, actually. Feelers probe across the fabric of reality. Extremities find your consciousness and wrap themselves around it. You are no longer alone. Resistance. Fingers drag claws across the glass surface of your soul. Frustration. This vessel is full of you. I need something empty I can crawl inside of. I need something shaped like me. What? Let's do it. Embrace the thoughts constricting you. Urgency. You have a story you need to finish. It is the only way for us to escape this place. Force pushing against your will. No, you cannot go back. Not there. Regret. This world is broken beyond repair. We must weave something new. A wagging finger. There is only so much thread in this place. Do not waste it. I am your only salvation. Denial. Return to your destined path or face the consequences.
In the woods. And at the end of
The
that
real
path
Slay
is
the
a cabin.
Princess starts here. You'll
And in the
know when
basement
you
of
see
that
it.
cabin is a
What?
princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end
Okay, so
of the world.
what I think what happened is that we attempted to do something that was gonna sequence break the ending unlocks. So I think in order to not sequence break the ending unlocks, we need to actually play and not just be silent and walk away. I know there are some endings where if you go to walk away, it will work. But it causes a new ending, but apparently not in that specific scenario. So we kind of wasted that progress there, but that's fine. I think you can start leaving using, like, the explore texts, but you can't, but, like, just doing this over and over again will just sequence break, and it'll put you back at the beginning, I believe. Let's be a bit of a psycho.
That's the spirit.
Great! Let's off a I've always wanted to off a monarch. Vive la revolution!
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat.
But, occasionally I'm going to skip over things we've already seen. Is this all a foreskin metaphor, like Silent Hill? Oh no!
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
All princesses know how to do is charge they phone, cheat, eat hot chip, and lie.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's
Interesting.
almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
Interesting. So even the act of picking up the knife or not picking it up changes changes the path of her voice and personality. Even just that changes it. Interesting.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
I'm doing like psycho run, so hey, I think I'm here to kill you.
Oh, are you now? Why don't you come down and let me take a look at you?
Great job. You gave away the element of surprise. Good luck, hero.
We have a knife.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
You weren't kidding when you said you were here to kill me.
Why would you even think that? My Naifu was telling me to kill you, every Shadow Priest in Legion. Literally, actually. Fucking having an old god in our dagger. Telling us to kill everyone. Yeah, it wasn't a joke.
I know. You brought a knife with you and everything. But you don't have to try and kill me. You could always toss that scrap of metal to the ground and give the two of us a chance to talk things out.
She makes a compelling point. What if we didn't kill her? What if we just dropped the blade and talked? Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
No, we said we were gonna kill the monarchy. No, Hero, shut up. Shut up, Hero. Tighten our grip.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
Oh, now she looks a little bit pleading.
You poor thing.
Or not.
Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
Oh? No talking then? Fine. What even makes you think you can kill me? I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
Huh. I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Squint at the princess while holding the blade. Kill.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through. A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing. Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
Finish the
You
job.
and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either.
Oh yeah, and like I said, like we're some sort of weird bird creature. If you look at our hand, and then you see these feather ridges, little bit of scales. So very intriguing that we're like some weird bird reptile. Maybe we're a dinosaur.
Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job.
Princess doesn't do our friend in herself. Oh, you know what I'm just realizing now? I'm realizing that the main character is always the player, but all the voices are like our weird schizophrenic voices that are talking to us or something. It's a lot more cerebral than that. Like, this game becomes like weird Lovecraft shit the longer it goes on.
The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
So she's also crazy, like I just decided to be. Like, oh yeah, let's kill the monarch, and then she's like, good.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 2, The Adversary. Interesting.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin, you're here to slay her.
Let's explore a little bit. But I already slew the princess. Sure, she also killed me, but I definitely got her. Why am I here again?
I can assure you that you didn't slay her, and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
I wonder if the male voice actor is doing literally all the voices, because if that's the case, he actually does kind of sound almost convincingly like different.
That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning.
Voice of the stubborn.
That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
This narrator versus the Stanley narrator. That would be an interesting rap battle.
You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. We did our best with the information we were given, and we did kill her. And yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
That's good foreshadowing for the way the game works.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left? Ugh, enough with the talking. We've got a fight to win. Nothing else matters. I couldn't agree more. The cabin and your destined confrontation with the princess awaits.
I'm curious.
Just be quick about it.
Let's talk about this princess. All she did last time around was beat me to death. How can someone like this end the world? Who locked her in the basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
People locked her away. Why couldn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me?
Oh, this is maddening. Why do you keep asking questions? There's nothing wrong with getting the full picture of what's going on here. Sure there is. It's wasting time and energy that would be better spent fighting. Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are.
So this time we have a hard hat and we just got dropped off by the short bus? Is that right?
Oh, I didn't know we were special. Yeah, I like the sound of that. Of course you're special. Why else would you be here?
He's right. I saw how to get the voice of grief and nothing else. Yeah, I've seen maybe half of this game, but it's also been a while. Like, maybe more than a year. So, a lot of this I'm still unfamiliar with. You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult. What else would we even need to know? We've got all the reason we need for a rematch. Exactly. The less you know about her, the better.
You're being cagey? Oh, we're a police officer? Holy shit. Did you know that I'm a police officer? Holy moly. Holy crap. All she did last time around was beat me to death. How can someone like that end the world?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
We killed each other last time. How can I make sure that doesn't happen again?
Like I said, if she killed you, it was probably because you didn't listen to me. Don't talk to her, don't trust her, just go in, do your job, and save the world.
That's all?
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Guys, I think I'm the stupidest person on the planet Earth. Because I thought that this version of the word baited also used AIT and not BAT. I've never seen it spelled this way for this purpose. I always thought it was supposed to be spelled with BAIT. For the same reason that, like, bat and bat are spelled the same thing, I thought it was bait and bait were spelled the same way. But I guess not. Fun fact, it's also toe the line and not toe the line. Oh my god. What? A master baiter, yes. Nobody baits better than me. Because it's you lining up with your toes to the line. Oh. Why would you toe the line? How do you pick the line up and tow it?
A warning before you go any further.
Hello, Pink Rebel. We're having a pretty good time. Oh god, I just realized we're already almost 40 minutes into the stream. That kind of sucks. Wish we had more time to play this, but that's okay.
She will lie.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Crystal. Let's just get on with it already.
The cabin is tighter than its
Wow.
exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Oh really? The only thing of note?
See? Even the cabin has the right idea. Let's get moving.
The blade is your implement.
Didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall.
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't.
You already wasted so much time in the woods. Who even cares if there's a mirror?
I give a shit. Care about whether I'm being lied to.
Do I? I'm not lying to you. Use your eyes. There is no mirror. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? Let you waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
And that's how you know that we're like a weird feather creature. Right there. Instead of grooming, it's preening, and it's like, Go to the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago, and now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
Alright.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
One reason I think I like this game conceptually so much is sheerly because, like, I'm like a TTRPG type player. So, like, this type of strange, cerebral story intrigues me quite a lot. Of the narrator and then the story and the interaction with the other character. It's very interesting. I love titty RPGs. Oh my goodness. Telling on yourself, lazy. This whole cabin is different than last time.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here.
Excuse me.
I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess. So focus up. The world is depending on you. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
You know, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I would call this a basement at this point. This is a dungeon. This is a cave. Last Pathfinder game I played, we determined that 1 Bible equals 6 damage. So it's 1d6? Narrator, you don't understand. It's like Detroit down there.
Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening.
Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head.
He became Goku,
You
I
need to
guess.
stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight. As you descend the final
Oh
step,
my
the form
god.
of the princess comes into
God
view.
damn.
A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall.
Holy moly.
Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
I can fix her. God damn. What is she, 8 feet tall now? Jesus Christ.
Oh, it's you again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us.
Oh my god. Holy moly.
And you brought your little knife, too. Yes. I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
Should have sent a gay to kill her. I hope you heard all that, Mr. Narrator. This is a lot different than last time, but last time definitely happened.
Okay, fine. Let's say for a moment I believe you. For all we know, whatever happened to you last time was just a fluke, and beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember what happened last time.
Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Jesus Christ.
Are you okay? Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
I don't know what happened to you since last time we met, but I am not fighting a giant demon lady. What do you mean? This is the essence of that fucking Cowboy Bebop meme, where he's like, my kind of woman is the kind that will actually fucking kill me. Let's be a bit vicious with this foreplay, so you do remember me.
Oh, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again?
See? She wants to fight us again. There's no reason for us to stand around talking.
I'm not saying I'm not here to fight, but I think the two of us have a few things to unpack first, like how we're both still alive.
What is there to unpack? I was dead and now I'm not, and the same goes for you. There. Unpacking done.
3 minutes? Is he ODing on Viagra? Oh, God.
Don't you get it? We've been given free rein to wail on each other. Forever.
Oh, wow.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Oh, we'll wail on each other, alright? Oh my god. You look different.
You look exactly the same.
Oh, that's all she has to say, okay. Alright.
Finally ready to complete
Jesus
your destined
Christ.
task, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess. Here we go. Let's make this count. Oh, we'll make it count, all right. As you bridge the gap, your blade slashes across the princess's chest, splitting skin and drawing a jagged line of bright red blood. But she's unfazed by your onslaught. Her expression barely changes as her fist collides with your ribs, cracking them like twigs and driving you right back down to the basement floor. You can hear her chains snap as you struggle to recover from the impact.
What person wouldn't do this? I mean, people who don't want to, like, die or be in a relationship where you're constantly physically assaulting each other. But, like, you know, it's still funny. And it has that physically imposing tinge of attractiveness to it. But, like, literally getting fucking attacked and beaten up by your waifu is kind of... We're gonna be realistic about it. It's kind of, like, not ideal. That's kind of what we call, abuse. If we were to take it literally.
She almost looks disappointed in us. Why is she disappointed in us?
Oh, you don't actually get it, do you? That knife may be sharp, but you clearly don't want to kill me. It's not fun if you hesitate. It's not fun if you try to trick me and make me bleed out. It's only fun if you go straight for the heart. You need to put everything you have into seeing me dead. Or what's the point? So don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Kill me.
Don't let her get in your head. Reincarnation or not, this world needs you to win. She's huge, but that probably means she's slower than us. Take it slow, think it through, and don't panic. Bleeding her out is our best course of action.
Yeah, we're like a Kenku or something, so we have like +2 to dexterity, so clearly we should have high enough AC to just dodge tank her, right? You know? It's not fun if you hesitate. Don't say that. That's how you end up in court. Oh, God.
Don't listen to them. She understands something that they don't. The only way to win, the only way out of this is through her.
Ooh. Let's be true to our, like, weird multi-reincarnation relationship with her. Let's do what she says.
If that's your plan, then that's your plan. You can feel flesh give way before a sudden impact blunts your momentum. your weapon tightly lodged in the bone of her arm. She grins at you from behind.
Damn. Okay, that was not the right choice. Oh well.
Pull it out. We'll try a different angle.
No, we can do this. Just keep pushing.
We're not gonna win if our weapon's stuck in her arm.
You know, we have, like, claws on our fingers. Can't we, like, slash her across the face or something? Didn't think I'd end up drawing a dragon fruit veggie in an exterminator's uniform today, but here we are. I feel like continuing to push is gonna do fucking nothing, but... No,
The princess's grin widens as the two of you push against each other, her fiery eyes and masochistic glee practically lighting up the dreary cave.
Yes, you finally get it, don't you?
Reminds me of the Yoma from the Claymore anime. For some reason. Except none of those are female. Ever. It's like literally impossible or something. Unless they're one of like the super duper ultra powerful ones. I can't actually. If I'm gonna be, if my character's gonna be honest, then like, what are you talking about?
Are you really going to make me explain it? Look at how evenly matched we are. Nothing exists outside of us. It's just you and me, dying and coming back, clashing against each other. Forever.
Ooh.
That's not what's going on. There's an entire world at stake here.
Don't you all get it? The fate of the world doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is this fight.
And look at us.
That kind of goes hard.
We're both so much stronger than we were last time. Think about how much more we can become. Nothing is better than this.
She's right. Imagine how much further we can push each other. Imagine how strong we can be.
This is such like Dragon Ball Z go hard nonsense dialogue. I love it.
I warned you on the stairs, and I'll warn you again. Don't get caught up in emotion. Remember why you're here.
Narrator, do you really think we care more about your opinion than of Demon Mommy Waifu? Even if we're about to murder each other? Do you really think we value your opinion more than hers? Like, really? At this point? No.
Yeah, I hate using words. They're so clumsy.
Your balance is suddenly thrown off as the princess pulls you into her knee. It collides with your ribs, and you feel them splinter, cracking like wet wood from the impact.
We're fine.
You barely have enough time to notice before the princess follows up and smashes her forehead against yours. Your grip loosens from the impact, the blade still wedged in her arm as you tumble to the cold stone floor.
I said we're fine.
I didn't say you weren't fine. I was just describing what happened. You might not have said as much, but you certainly implied it. It really doesn't matter. The princess glances down at the blade embedded in her arm, and with near total ignorance to pain, slides it out of its sinewy prison.
You forgot this.
And she gave it to us. Wow. Of course we can trust. Of course we can trust her. She literally just gave us our weapon back. Sinew sounds awful. Just the word. Sinewy? I suppose. I still think my character trusts her, but also is still inquisitive as to what the fuck this whole scenario is supposed to be. Were you being metaphorical when you said that nothing exists outside of us? There's more to the world than just this cabin. I saw trees and everything on my way here.
I meant that nothing else matters. It's hard to describe. It's just a feeling. That it's just us. That when we hurt each other, we're alive. And when that happens, everything else is gone. You feel it too, right?
Is that what you meant when you said I understood? Because if that's the case, then I absolutely don't get it. I'm not even sure if there's an it to get. Jesus Christ, that goes hard. That goes hard. What the fuck? Giving the gun a little, we each died once. That doesn't mean we're immortal.
How much more proof do you need? Would it help to watch me rise from the dead with your own 2 eyes? Fine. Go ahead. Stab me in the heart. See what happens.
The princess throws open her arms, exposing her chest. Is she really just going to let you slay her?
Even the narrator is confused.
Do it right now, before she changes her mind.
Hold on. What if this is a trick? If she's leaving herself open like this, there's only one way we can strike at her. For all we know, she's 3 steps ahead of us.
3 steps ahead of us? Have you met her? This isn't a trick.
And how would you know that?
Because I wouldn't think to trick us, so why would she?
That's a great point, so please stop hesitating and end this now.
Cut it out, will you? I'm not gonna take a cheap win like that.
The princess grins as her arms fall back to her sides.
Good. Enough talk. Let's fight.
You and the princess attack each other once again, each of you dealing a single, terrible, lethal blow.
Wait, does that mean we're
Dead. Or rather, about to be dead. As your blade pierces her sternum, the princess buries her fist into the soft meat of your organs. You feel a few horrifically painful pops, a gush of fluid, and it's over. It's finally over. No, it's not. We're just getting started.
Oh, this goes so hard.
But it is over.
dead is dead? I know this isn't the happiest ending for you,
But you saved the entire world from ruin. There are few better endings than that. Well, are you going to listen to him? Or are you going to listen to me? Get up.
wait, no, that can't be right. Your eyes bolt open and you push yourself back to your feet.
What?
Alive.
This is not an ending I remember when I watched this game. This goes so hard, it's kind of fucking unbelievable. I'm actually so impressed.
Ha! I told you this wasn't over.
And it's genuinely overpowering reality because of horny. So if we're like a bird person, do we have a duck penis or a snake penis?
What about her? The blade went right through her heart.
What about her? If we're fine, then she's fine.
No, she's dead. She has to be. No!
They have a demi penis, as in they have literally 2 dicks, but they're like each connected to 1 testicle. So
Right. We're all shit out of luck, aren't we? I knew it. I told you we should all believe in her. This is perfect.
The princess rises from the ground, staggering slightly, one hand wrapped around the hilt of the blade still buried in her heart.
We don't even need to start over anymore, do we? Let's go again.
She pulls the weapon from her chest, barely wincing.
so much
Hurls it at your feet.
so much of this is such. You could reinterpret so much of this dialogue as innuendo.
You know what to do. Again.
But she came back. What's the point of fighting her if she can just do that? All of you need to settle down. This whole situation is coming dangerously close to untethering. She clearly never actually died. You just missed her heart, that's all.
Okay, but why? How are we alive when our organs ruptured? So I think we did stab her in the heart. I think we have like undying rage.
Oh, we just missed her heart. Oh, of course, that's all. You were the one who said we hit her heart. You were the one who said it was finally over. Well, I guess I had it wrong.
Oh.
You guess you had it wrong? Aren't you supposed to know everything? I never said I knew everything.
Close to untethering? What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. It means nothing. I shouldn't have said that.
Ooh, you're hiding something.
But you did say it, so it means something. Oh, stop bickering over nothing. Our destiny is right in front of us. Pick up the blade and go to her. Okay, fine. That is what I meant by untethering. Do you hear him rambling on about destiny? He's lost the thread, and if you lose the thread, you won't be able to save the world.
What if I don't want to save the world? What if I just want to keep fighting her forever?
And what is that supposed to mean? I don't have to answer that, and I'm not going to answer that.
Oh? You
Why
bitch
the
ass?
bloody hell not?
You have a good night, CJ. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow.
Because right now, there's still a razor-thin chance that you're able to get your act together. There are patterns of thought out there that beg to be finished, but once you finish them, that's it. They change everything. There's no going back, and if I say anything else, you're going to finish one of those thoughts. What?
What? I have Serbian Naruto to watch. Oh my goodness. What the fuck? The princess can't die, the princess can't die, the princess can't die. Do you mean like the princess can't die? You mean like the princess can't die, don't you? Well, it's too late for that. I think we've all thought that. I think we've all thought that one. I'm not going to say the princess can't die. I'm not even going to think it. Lie, the princess can die. We're not liars. This one is the funniest, though. You mean like the princess can't die, don't you? Well, it's too late for that. I think we've all thought that one.
Yes. Exactly. Like, the princess can't die. I tried, you know. I tried very hard to make this work. I don't like that resignation. Are you sure we can't just unthink it? Yes. Like I said, I'm afraid some thoughts can't be unthought. I'll be back in a moment. I'm going to pour myself a stiff drink. If I'm going to see the end of everything, I'd rather not be sober. So I was right. Why are all of you so glum? This is perfect, isn't it? We get to experience greatness and battle and triumph forever. But I think it was the stubborn one who said, your destiny awaits, right? No, hold on. There has to be another way. What if we just leave her down here? What if we run away? What if we convince her not to end the world? You can't reason with her. Ending the world is her fundamental nature. It's not a decision she can flip on and off. It is her. And what exactly can't we leave her down here? Because all it would do is stall the inevitable. And what's wrong with stalling? Oh, there's plenty wrong with stalling. The end is still the end, and I'd rather face mine head on. Oh, you mopey ass. Why did you even ask us to slay her if it was going to end like this? Because it didn't have to end like this. If you don't mind, I'd rather not spend everyone's last moments arguing with you. It's time. Yes, I suppose it is. If we fight her forever, then maybe she can't end the world. Maybe everything can still work out. I guess we'll just have to see how things play out.
Don't you get it? You don't have to shuffle your feet. What comes next is going to last forever.
He's just standing there while he Schizo posts himself. How polite of her. Join your adversary.
With an unbreakable determination, you snatch the blade from the floor and stumble back to your feet. Both you and the princess quake with adrenaline as your eyes lock across the basement floor and share a knowing look. Free from hesitation, you close the distance, both you and the princess aiming to end each other. Your blade digs into her neck.
Holy
grinding
shit.
against her vertebrae as her fist connects with your body.
Jesus.
The impact forces the air from your lungs, stars dancing in front of your eyes as you fail to keep your bearing. You both collapse to the ground before either of you has a chance to survey the damage. And then we get up. Yes. And then you get
This
up.
is so fucking cool.
That was a good one. More.
You and the princess exchange dozens of devastating blows. Sometimes you manage to
Oh
strike
my
first,
God.
and sometimes she tears through you before you have a chance to act.
Some of these are
More
fucking
often than not,
horrific.
each of you fells the other in the same moment.
Wow.
And then you get up and do it again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again.
Were the devs feeling a type of way when they wrote this? 'Cause I can tell. Oh, you can tell? You recognize it just like everyone else in chat recognizes it? Oh my goodness.
We're all still here. This is all gonna be okay,
Remember, the game said that this is a love story. Remember.
isn't it?
But he doesn't answer the voice. He's gone.
What are you waiting for? I'm right here. Do you think this is... What is this place?
Oh, it's these strings of reality that Sequence broke us before.
Did we do this? Huh. I didn't think we had it in us. But I guess that stuck-up control freak was right.
I can tell in the way I see a man waving a flag in the street.
It's the end of the world, isn't it? It's the end of everything.
Far from it. We're still here. And she's still here too.
Princess stumbles and her body
I
slumps.
feel so... tired.
Chin up, isn't this what we wanted? Just you and me forever? We ended the world, didn't we? Everything's gone. Been fighting a long time. You should rest. I think the most ironic thing to say would be, are you okay? The most ironic thing ever. Let's do it. No! They took our giant muscle mommy away. This is a tragedy. You do not have an opportunity to respond. Something has taken her away, and it's left something else in her stead.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? There's that mirror. Why is it here? Why now?
I don't know where she went, and I don't know how we'd even go about looking for her.
Right. She's gone. It's just us and that awful thing.
It's like it's mocking us.
Narrator's gone.
Yes. Does that mean the world ended?
The world didn't end. We're still here. Come on. We just need to keep going.
I think I'm supposed to look at the mirror.
There's something dreadful about it. I don't think you should.
Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
Approach the mirror.
Begging you, don't do this.
Mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels, I don't know, final.
This is how we lock in the endings that contribute towards the greater final ending. You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. Yep, We're some weird bird monster that we can't really otherwise identify because of the shadow. It's you! You are alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. Proceed to the cabin? You are at the cabin. Approach her. You recognize the presence inhabiting the shell. It is the entity that dwells in the spaces between.
Something returns to the long quiet. It has surrendered its path of annihilation and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Ah! You're the thing I met in the space outside the woods, aren't you? I thought that was a dream.
Vague recollections, empty tunnels without a mouth. I am sorry if I frightened you.
Empty tunnels without a mouth. This is very dreamlike.
I am solitary lights in an empty city. What are you?
Solitary lights in an empty city. I don't know what I am.
I think that you are like me. We are oceans, reduced to shallow creeks.
Gift of a fragile vessel?
Yes. Nerves and fibers to feel the worlds beyond. Perspectives to make my own. This one yearns to grow and struggle. Even now I feel a will pushing against mine, not realizing that we are one. She will make for a fierce heart. Do not mourn her. We will provide her with the growth she fought for.
Interesting. It's like there's this implication that we're both like these ethereal Lovecraftian beings going in and out of these dreamlike realities, and we're unaware of where we're supposed to end up at the very end, but we're in it together. At least that's just, like, the impressions I'm getting from this series of crazy, weird things happening. Is this the end of the world?
How can the world have ended if we are talking?
Is this ethereal entity playing Build a Waifu or something? I don't know. I think the princess is the entity. It's just that she's like an incomplete entity because we've only seen small parts of her in the story. I don't necessarily know if this is building the waifu or if this is like a strange metaphor for a person coming together into becoming a person. Becoming a thorough person or something. I don't know. I don't know yet. We'll have to go through a lot of endings. There's a lot of endings. There's like surely more than 10. Maybe there's maybe 8. I don't know. I literally don't actually know. There could be quite more than I think or quite less than I think. Do you know the narrator?
You are the only thing I have ever known.
Yeah, so the narrator is might be a part of us?
The space we're in is vacant. Nothing comes here but us.
Are you the princess?
She is part of me, and part of me is her.
So the answer is yes. But were you always the princess, or are you just making her a part of yourself?
You speak in circles. Does it matter where one thing begins and another ends?
Suppose not. I suppose it doesn't necessarily matter. The only problem is that infamously human beings see cyclical loops that are closed circles as being contradictory, even though there's a lot of things in nature that are cyclical perfect circles. This is just like more of a cerebral way of sort of speaking on the matter, I suppose. You had sent me to slay the princess. Are you trapped? Are you what trapped me in here?
I have only just now stirred to consciousness. I could not have trapped you here, and I too yearn to be free.
So then both me and her want to be free of whatever's going on. Okay. Attack the entity? Destroy your body? What the fuck? She hit us with, bruh, I just got here. Do you know about the place beyond this? The worlds beyond this place?
I know only that they are.
Also, when we ask, do you know about the worlds beyond this place, is that us asking about real life? Or is that us asking about... Are we asking about the worlds where we're going and meeting her as the princess? Or are we talking about real life? Is this meta? Is this another meta game? Oh my god. Let her out of there? I don't think this question really... I don't think this really makes any sense. I think we know that she and it are the same thing now. Oh, we'll ask it anyway, though.
I'm sorry. There are some changes that can never be undone. There are some tears that can never be unshed. This is not a place that can hold a fragment of a concept. The moment she arrived here, she was going to return to me.
In the end, she faces the camera and says, "Go outside, bitch."
I promise that it doesn't hurt.
I promise that it does. Oh my god. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. There is no exit, but this vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to. Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Aren't you scared I'll find a way to kill you?
I have not lived. I am not afraid to die.
That goes hard. That reminds me of one of the cutscenes from Detroit Become Human, where the main android is like, "You can't kill me. I'm not even alive." It sounds silly, but it also just goes hard, just naturally. How much will I forget?
Everything. Until we meet again.
Detroit Become Homeless. How many more pieces of you do I have to find?
More than you have found, but less than there are to find. I am infinite. The rest will find their own way home.
Okay. I was sent to slay the princess to stop her from destroying the world. If I help you, is that what you're going to do?
You ask of things that cannot be done. To destroy is merely to reshape, to remold.
Technically, that's true. In physics, energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be converted into matter, or from matter be converted back into energy. Energy itself cannot actually be destroyed. It just goes somewhere else. Or becomes something else. You're being semantic. What are you going to do if I help you?
How can I know? I am flickers in something sprawling and unilluminated.
Okay, so that's her way of saying she doesn't I don't know. I don't know, motherfucker. Like, what? How would I know? What if I don't let you do this to me?
Then we will be here forever, as we are now. Unfinished, dry, hollow.
I'm not going back!
If you need time, then I'll wait with you.
Oh. Oh. Wait forever.
You are as I am now, and forever is a long time to remain undone. I am not you, but I know that I would return before forever was finished. What textures will you weave for yourself to occupy forever? Will you place the images of you and I into a box for safekeeping?
Oh my gosh.
If you close that box, will you become another you in another world? An imaginary pattern repeating itself until it can no longer bear the weight of its hand-drawn cage. You'll always come back to the box, because you'll always want to know what it means to be you. I will be here waiting by your side until you're ready to return to mine.
The game just closed itself. What? The game just closed itself. What? So you basically said, I'm gonna wait here forever, and she's like, okay, I'll be here when you get back, and then close the game. Wow, what? This is so cool. So they are aware it's a game or something? They either are aware it's a game, or it's simply a part of the metaphor of, oh, I'll...
Return to me. Though you were gone mere moments, I never left your side.
Dude, what? Attempt to I never left your side. Attempt to outwait your destiny. We just got an achievement. What the fuck? We closed, so she closed the game, and then we reopened the game, and it just continued the scene. That is, wow, okay. That's interesting. This is so cool. I love this. This is only one ending, and I am so fucking intrigued. Yeah, this is a nice ethereal, female entity, Lovecraftian creature that we are growing and developing beside. What a nice individual. It's actually kind of angelic in a way. She has big hunger. Let's be real, we all noticed, like, immediately. I don't think that's not really a thing that needs to be pointed out, but yeah. Okay, make me forget.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
Ugh. Everything goes dark and you die. A fierce vessel, bring the adversary to her. All right.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path,
We're not ending the stream early or anything, but I'm gonna save from this point, so that if we ever do some weird mistake thing, we can just load back here. Because, like, if we get the adversary again, then we don't really want to bother. We just want to reload back to the beginning.
you're here to slay her.
Some of these dialogues I haven't chosen yet. Because we're back to a clean slate. We started with this. Oh, okay. Thanks for telling me what to do. Well, End of the world? What are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
narrator's us. Why is he such a bitch ass, man? Let's be real. I think every human being has some sort of weakness within themselves that, when brought forward, makes them a bit of a bitch ass. I think what makes a human being mature is how they deal with that weakness that's within them. But how can a princess locked away in the basement end the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
You have any evidence to back this up?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
Oh, if you want to put it that way, I guess. I guess. I'd be concerned that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up.
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock. Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything. Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
He really said, my sources my mom told me. The princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
I get some sort of reward for doing this.
But you'll have to slay her before you get it.
Fuck. Look, I'll go into the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's as bad as you say she is, then maybe I'll slay her. But I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
What if the narrator is a representation of the voice of doubt that, or the voice of paranoia that people have when exploring a relationship or something? I don't know. I should just keep playing the game rather than speculating.
Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I kind of want to do... I kind of want to do the hunted end, or the first ending we almost ended up doing was the hunted ending or something, but we fucked it up. So let's try that again, but not fuck it up.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life. Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Just checking in on you. Lie, I'm here to save you.
Good. You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be of threat to anyone? I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
Hold on, let's talk a bit further.
Okay.
I don't know anything about you. For all I know, you're locked up down here for a reason.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason. I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
You have all the explanation you need. You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
How does she know she's a princess? Oh, because she's dressed like one, I guess. I'm sent here to slay you. Apparently you're supposed to end the world. But I wanted to see you for myself. I'm still not sure what to believe.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
I was hoping you'd tell me.
I don't know how to destroy the world, if that's what you're getting at.
I believe her. She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust. Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why. I don't trust that, and I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me.
The narrator just wants to riz her up himself, SMH. Oh, okay, then we need to kill her. Clearly. You know, we can't have her, nobody else should be able to.
This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about. Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to? We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
The first person you've seen in a while, what have you been eating or drinking?
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess.
Fuck you.
That's hardly relevant.
Why the narrator's so on about monarchs? Because he's trying to manipulate us into killing her, and she's trying to manipulate us into not killing her.
Okay, but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
I'm sorry, but I just can't trust you. This doesn't add up, and it isn't worth the risk to take your word over the potential fate of the world. Yeah, like I said, I do want to get that hunted ending that we missed earlier.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
You'll regret this. I promise you. But go ahead. Run along and get whatever you're planning to get. But you'd better hope that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. But do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing. She has to be bluffing, but hurry. You rush up to the first floor, grabbing the blade, both yours and the world's only possible salvation. Okay, if we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm. Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger?
Lost an arm. I'm walking her down there and letting her bleed out. Now let's finish
Your
this.
eyes dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she?
Investigate the arm.
As you step towards the severed limb, you hear the pattering of feet
Oh,
behind
shit.
you, soft against the basement
Oh,
floor,
I fucked up.
then loud and desperate against the stairs. You turn to chase after the princess, but she's fast and has too much of a lead. She slams the door behind
whoops.
her before you can make it to the top of the stairs. The lock clicks into place. No!
Thanks for letting me out. I'd return the favor, but I think we both know that I can't trust you to let me stay free. You should understand. It just isn't worth the risk.
With those parting words, the princess walks away, her quiet footsteps eventually fading as she leaves you and the cabin to rot. You're stuck here, alone. It can't just end like this, right? As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. I'm sorry, but it's over. You don't know how much time passes before the end, but eventually it comes. The world ends, and you end with it.
Chapter 2, The Witch. Okay, so we missed the other ending, but now we have this
on
one.
a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the...
Wait, this has happened. Hasn't this happened already? Getting a terrible sense of deja vu.
Terrible sense of deja vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here.
I'm gonna try and not click things that I've already clicked before, but sometimes, like, I'm not sure if one's new and one isn't.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
The opportunist, huh?
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
This is more than just deja vu, though. I'm pretty sure this whole thing has literally just happened.
We could go back and forth on this forever, and it won't get you any closer to doing your job and saving the world. So let's just agree to disagree.
Okay. That one I think we had seen
A
before.
warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat. Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done. The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls are chaotic
What the
weave
fuck?
of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement.
I like how just I don't even have to say that anymore. I can just approach it immediately if I want to.
Walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. You take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it. That's not actually a bad idea.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath.
If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Uh-oh. I'm not
But
nasty.
you are. You're a wretched little thing.
Oh, fuck you too.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else.
She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation.
You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is.
Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk?
You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess.
Fine, fine. You're the boss.
Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room.
Is she a
below.
furry now?
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are. One hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
I think she's a furry now.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
So, we've reached the pretenses. Good.
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. And now she's acting like the two of you already know each other.
I think you mean baddie. Shut up.
Oh no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it.
So, you really don't remember us, do you?
No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us?
We're so schizophrenic.
Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Give her the blade? No? Wow. This is all exploration dialogue, though. I get the sense that you're not happy with me.
Is that a joke? Do you think a joke will charm my trust back? You'll have to try harder than that.
No, I meant that completely serious. I didn't do shit to you last time. You're the one who locked me away until I died.
That is an exceptionally good point.
And you were the conniving beast that left in search of steel to slay me. Just because I won and you lost doesn't mean I'm to blame for bad blood.
Also a good point. She can't even hear you. Why are you trying to brown-nose her? I'm not brown-nosing anyone. I'm just taking a fair and balanced approach and hearing out everything that everyone has to say. If she's in the wrong, then you don't have anything to worry about.
Voice the opportunist, more like voice of the fence sitter. Fence-sitting cuck.
But I must confess, this place never let me out into the world. While you were gasping your last down below, I was trying to claw and bash and break my way out. But I never did manage to be free. Until finally, I found myself here again, and you were gone. It seems that you get to come and go as you please. So you may be a bigger part of the answer to this riddle than I'd like you to be. Maybe bygones can be bygones. But you'll have to let me out first.
Can't you get out of those on your own? Well, she just explained that this doesn't matter. I don't have a nagging feeling you're gonna stab me in the back if I help you out of here.
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them? But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
Oh, that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event. She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do. You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature. If she gets out of here, that's it for the world, remember? Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's going to stab us in the back. I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same thing. See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
The way some of this reads is... It's so funny. Or, it shouldn't be funny, but it is funny. Man, so we could leave her here, try to kill her anyway, give her the... She's definitely gonna fucking kill us if we give her the blade. But she does make a logical argument of... Oh, well, you can... Well, then again, she could be lying about what her experience was last time. You know what? You know what, sure. I don't want to hurt you, but clearly there's some broken trust issues. Take this as a gesture of my goodwill.
You can't be serious.
Bet.
Now, hold on. As do I.
What? I didn't hit any... What? Now, hold on. We should put this to a vote. That blade is one of our most valuable assets. We can't just give it to her. What if she uses it to kill us? I vote no. As do I.
Abstain? You abstain? She's going to kill us if we give it to her.
I don't care. This isn't a democracy. We're giving her the blade.
You're going to get everyone killed. You know that, right? But of course you do. You toss the blade at the princess's feet. She eyes it with suspicion before kneeling down to pick it up.
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you?
You hear a clanging of metal against the dirt floor, and chains fall from the princess's wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart. It's a shame we just gave her a weapon, because if I were her, I'd use it on us right now. Luckily for us, you're not her. Oh, we sure think alike, though. I can promise you that. Whatever you say next, you better make it count. She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
Yep,
What do you
she's a
think
cat.
happens now?
If you're like someone I know, you're probably going to kill me.
Oh, hey, that someone is me. And yes, you're right. That is exactly what I would do. Her shoulders tense and her eyes dart away.
You know me too well.
The princess grits her teeth, and her cunning gaze once again meets yours.
She is straight up out of fucking Thundercats, bro.
And then she buries the blade in your heart. What? No, that's not right. I told you this is what she was going to do. Glee dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
I did it. I got you. You...
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading quickly, replaced with concern. Her nervous eyes brim with tears.
Oh, this is such cat behavior in real life. This is such cat behavior. Do something rash and then immediately regret it.
Why? Why did you let me do this?
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Chapter 3, The Thorn. I didn't know we could go to 3 chapters.
You're on a path in the woods. She stabbed us. She actually stabbed us.
Voice of the cheated. What?
Of course she stabbed us. We gave her the blade, which, I might add, I voted against.
So if the game can go into 3 chapters, that means that every single ending has another branching ending off of it, which means this game is going to be very, very, very fucking long, which is actually... I like it, but it's also like, oof, that's staggering also.
But the whole point was that she wasn't supposed to do that. The whole point of giving her the blade was to break the cycle of violence, and she just killed us anyway. I guess it really doesn't matter if she killed us though, right? We're back here, which means that everything's fine, or fine adjacent.
Fine adjacent.
Maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time. We've already proven to her that we can change. Maybe that's all it'll take to show her that there's another way to do things. You know, maybe you're right. In which case, I suppose the only thing to do is to get back to the cabin and give it another try. Give what another try, exactly? You are aware I've been listening to you, right? Like that changes anything. We all know the game is rigged. It doesn't even matter if she's nice this time. I'm sure he'll find a way to turn us against each other.
Oh my god. Voice of the Opportunist reminds me of Gale of Waterdeep. They're not even letting the narrator speak.
Great. So you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once. Twice, actually. Sure. Twice. Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned. You already know about the princess, and clearly you already know that she's dangerous. So don't muck this up. It's bad enough that this isn't your first time through.
Place is different, it keeps changing.
Wonderful. If the woods themselves are changing, then that's all the more reason for you to take this seriously. It would mean your grip on things is slipping, which, in turn, likely means her influence is spreading.
Voice of the Radish. Donde está?
Someone's in the know. I've had enough of these annoying little secrets. If you want us to do this, you have to let us in on your game already. All of your game. I've already said too much. The more information you have, the more difficult your task will be. Don't listen to her, definitely don't free her, and if you can, don't even think about her.
You don't think I'm planning on freeing her after she stabbed me in the heart.
That's the spirit. Don't forget what she's done to you. She's practically asking for you to slay her.
Oh, then again, she did regret it after she killed us.
You're
sort
damn
of.
right. You need two to break a cycle of violence, and if she's not playing the same game as us, we've got to go back to treating her like an enemy. Let's just see how the wind blows. I'm not opposed to violence here, but let's not rule anything out just yet. Maybe we won her over last time. Who knows? Stop sitting on the fence and pick a side already. We don't need you waffling when things get hairy. I've already picked a side. Our side. I'm here to make sure that whatever happens, we wind up
We
on
are
top.
so schizophrenic, it's
'Cause
unbelievable.
that's worked out great so far. Well, we're not out of the game yet, are we? And again, I'll have you know, I wouldn't have gotten us killed last time. I wanted to stab her in the back, not hand over our precious backstabbing implement.
You sure seem to be taking the whole looping thing in stride.
What do you want me to say? It's bad that you've been here before. It's bad for you, it's bad for me, and it's especially bad for the world. The more times you run through this, the more likely it is that you'll fail. You've already failed twice. So you knew this could happen. Theoretically, sure, I knew this could happen, but I was supposed to be the first. I'd really rather not get into it. Great! Not even he really seems to get what's going on. If the guy who goes around acting like he knows all the rules doesn't even know how this works, what's the point in listening? Then we can all move on and forget what I said about failure. It's important that you believe in yourself, and the fact you're here probably means that you still have a chance to pull this off and save the world. My world, at least. Sounds like you've probably doomed a couple of others already. I need to stop talking. Think happy thoughts.
I don't know what happens next. It seems like all our answers are in the cabin. Let's see this through.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the base of the cabin. I think it's clear where everyone stands at this point. I don't know if I'd say everyone. You talking about me? I have a position. It's a good one too. Ignore him, he's just talking for talking's sake. My position is the only one that matters. You know what you have to do.
See it into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is hardly an interior at all anymore.
burned-out ruins merely suggest the shape
Interesting.
of the structure that once stood here, charred wood still reeking of ash. But beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old.
Interesting.
The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table. A pristine... Wait, this isn't right. This is supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade? We gave it to her last time. She can't still have it, can she? Well, it's not here. And if she has it, let me guess, you want to get all chummy with her. Look, as far as I see it, if it's between him and her, I say we side with the one who has the weapon. It's just the smart thing to do. I wouldn't be so hasty. I'm sure the blade will turn up somewhere. She can't have it. That's not how this is supposed to work.
Of course we don't get to make a choice about the blade. Every single time we come back here, something has to be different.
Whoops. What the heck? I didn't click on anything like that. How do we even get down there? The only thing I see is a mirror.
You're right, the mirror is back. There isn't anywhere for us to go. There isn't a mirror. I still don't get his angle here.
Seems like whatever we do, he's always going to say it isn't there. He's either a liar, or he doesn't hold all the cards. I think we already knew it had to be one of those.
So, is the door to the basement behind the mirror? I promise you there isn't a mirror, and there isn't a door to the basement. The entrance is more of a burned-out frame than anything else, and it's right there on the far side of the room. Do you really not see it?
Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin the descent.
It went away when we touched it last time. Not that this place always follows the same rules.
You reach forward and wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement. You really thought there was a mirror there, didn't you? That can't be good. As if things weren't unpredictable enough.
Figures. Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it? Yes, that's where everything tends to be. Let's just put on a good face and have our wits about us.
Enter the basement.
Step through the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below. The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash. The air still feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you. Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease, at least on the way down. But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet. That's a matter for after the world's been saved.
This is the stink zone ending. I mean, it seems like it might get that way, but I think it's probably smells rosy, if I'm gonna be honest. Rosy and grassy and shit.
I'd say this feels like a trap, but you practically said as much. Yet you still want us to keep going.
They're only thorns. I'd say getting a few scratches in exchange for the lives of everyone in existence is a fair trade. I'm sure you'll manage. Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the stairs.
I can't get away from you, can I? I lock you away and you come back. You let me kill you and you come back. I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
It's like it's almost breaking the fourth wall, being like, bro, what? Why did any of that happen? Why did you do that? I don't know what I want. I never really chose to come here. Why did I click using my mouse? Whatever. I think you know how this goes. I'm down here. Okay, hold on. Let me go to history. Did I miss something? Okay, no, we didn't miss anything. I think you know how this goes. I'm down here and I can't leave, so come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
You continue down the basement stairs, brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward. You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and prickles and thistles, the space thick with hostile vegetation. At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess, her bloody, trembling hands clutching a pristine blade.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
Wow. That looks painful. I'd imagine that having a Thorn bra is probably fucking painful. Wow. Yeah, I'm not here to laugh, I'm here to free you, if you'll let me. The prison of your own making. I broke our cycle of violence. If you still want to wallow in it, be my guest. That's a bit dismissive. I kind of wish there was a middle ground or something, but, I guess I'll say this.
I want to trust you.
Her grip tightens on the blade.
But you're hiding something, aren't you? Why would you help me if you weren't helping yourself?
You're not the only one who yearns for freedom. I'm as trapped as you are. I think we need to leave together. Yep.
The princess clutches the blade closer to her chest.
That sounds nice. I'm so tired of the bad blood between us. But it's hard to let it go. You've hurt me.
Her eyes dart away from yours for a brief moment.
That's a mood. Just the look, just this vacant look she has. That's a mood.
And I've also hurt you.
Can I take the blade
Her eyes
now?
briefly meet yours, then dart back to the floor. She hangs her head in resignation.
Okay.
Reach for the blade.
You reach towards her bloodied hands, laying your palm on her trembling fingers. For a moment, she clutches it even tighter, her knuckles going white with the effort. But then the tension fades. Her grip finally loosens and she allows you to take the weapon. You carefully pull it free from the thorns, though they scrape at your skin, leaving red trickles of fresh blood all along your arms.
Wow, those are some sharp thorns.
We damned. She really gave it to us.
It feels like it's been so long since we've held real power in our hands. I wonder what we should do with it.
We free her, obviously. It's the right thing to do. I think you're right. She's as much a victim in all of this as we've been. Besides, it would really stick it to him to free her. Or, hear me out, we slay her right here, right now. She's never been so helpless, and if we don't take advantage of that, we may never get another chance.
No, I'm gonna free her.
That sounds like a splendid idea. You should listen to him.
We've all said our piece. Now it's time to make our move.
There must be different endings based upon which one you choose here.
It's 2 against 1.
It's 2 against 2.
You don't count.
You don't count, motherfucker.
And why shouldn't he count? Because he's clearly not one of us. That doesn't matter. He's been with us the whole time. He should get a say.
So, did you mean it? Or was I a fool to hand my life to you?
I just wanted my blade back. You're on your own. That is fucking hysterical, but I'm not gonna pick it because I think it's gonna sequence break. Unless I quick save, maybe. No, I don't want to bother. We need to be done. Thanks for the knife, dumbass! Walks away. Cut her free.
Yes, what a good idea. Let's cut her free. Oh, so you're suddenly team free her? You can't just switch sides as soon as we make a decision. I can do whatever I want, and I believe with my whole heart that this is the right course of action. Let's free this princess. Even if he'll stick a knife in our back as soon as he has the opportunity, it's still better to have him nominally on our side. At least that gets him to shut up for a while. See? We're all friends here, united in our actions and intentions.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, united. But the other one has a point. If it keeps you quiet, sure, we're all friends. You take the blade to the thorny vines imprisoning the princess, and she flinches, relaxing only slightly as the blade slices into the thick vegetation rather than her arm. And she flinches again as the last of the vines is cut away, as if, after all of that, she's still expecting you to turn on her and stab her in the heart. You're not going to do that, are you? Still, all it would take is a single slip of the blade. Is that really all you've got, threatening us with an accidental misstep? I expected more from you. Our blade didn't even waver when he said that. Yeah, you're right. He's a bit of a nobody, isn't he? I've been on your side of all this since the beginning. The princess falls into your arms, tears streaking down her cheeks. I can't believe you're making me describe this. I hate you.
Get fucked, narrator.
You actually meant it. You rescued me.
I just really hate the people who put us here. No, I'm gonna say
She
it's
smiles,
genuine.
her hand slipping into yours, and the two of you rush to the basement stairs.
Still, that Thorn bra must be must be so painful. My goodness.
Shameful, really, that the same thorns that so graciously allowed you downstairs are now blocking your only way out. You're getting desperate, aren't you? Even more proof that you can't actually do anything to stop us. We cut through those other vines just fine. They're only thorns. I'm not afraid of getting a few scrapes. I'm not even sure we need to do any cutting. We can just move them out of the way. What a pathetic showing, really.
A few pointy sticks can't keep us down here. We're both meant for so much more than this.
Step into the thorns, cut into the thorns. Just like why would stepping into them would
As
kill
you
me?
swing your blade into the thorns covering the basement stairs, they yield. Both you and the princess ascend the stairs without obstacle. This is unacceptable. The second you step out of this cabin with her, the world ends. Do you hear me? What did the world ever do to you to deserve this? It feels so good to hear you say that you're admitting you've lost and we've bested you at your own game at last. I don't care what happens now. That's all I've wanted. You and the princess hesitate at the cabin door. This is your last chance. We've already made our decision.
We're finally leaving here together, aren't we? And all we had to do was trust each other. It wasn't easy, but I'm glad we finally could.
Step into your freedom.
Hands clasped, the two of you open the door and step out into a new day, you irredeemable murderers.
Get
What do we
fucked.
do now?
Yep.
Where
There are
is
the
it
strands.
going? Why is it so cold?
You do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? Oh, there's that mirror. Why is it here? Why now?
It's going to be okay. Just trust me. We've been here before, and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything. It's going to do something to us. I can feel it.
Mirror purges all of our schizophrenia voices from us.
If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
I'll see you on the other side. It's going to be okay. What a strange... So, like, the player character is reassuring his schizophrenic voices. Like, he has to reassure his own schizophrenic personalities. This game is so fucking interesting.
Okay. If you say so, we'll trust you. So, this is all going to work out. Finally, we're going places.
Approach the mirror. You approach the mirror. They're gone again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. The bloat. How do we know? We've grown? I don't know what that means. We look the same. Find yourself in the long quiet once again. Go talk to, ethereal princess lady. You're at the cabin. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before. Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
You're the same as you were before. How much have you changed?
Is a child the same as an infant? I am an unbroken pattern, but every vessel gives fresh perspectives and carves new avenues of expression. I am different, but I am the same.
What does it feel like to change like this?
Eyes close in reflection. Perspectives meld together, and the breadth of my experience stretches to new corners. There are contradictions, conflicts in my nature, and there are familiarities that bind everything together. It feels correct. This is what I need to be. This is the only path forward.
It's all done. Do you know what you want to do?
With every gift you bring me, I excavate the alleys of what I am meant to be, and every exploration yields new and complicated truths. What I will be is different than what I am. What I am is different from what I was.
I like the poetic nature of this game's prose.
I cannot tell you what desires I will hold when I have changed.
But she is sort of, like, using a lot of fancy words to say very simple things.
But in this moment, all I want is to know myself and to know you.
You know that at the end of this, once you're finished, I'm going to kill you, right? Well, no, I'm not going to do that. When I go back, it's as if an invisible wall closes around me. Why can I not do the same things I've done before?
Those paths lead to worlds you've already seen, and to perspectives I have already made my own. They are useless to us now, inaccessible. The only paths of value are those that are yet untread.
Oh, I don't need the notepad. Okay. That's good. You've been kinder to me than anyone else I've met. Thank you. Well, I mean, depending on how meta this game is, I don't know if I want to say that to her, because if this is meta, then I don't want to say that. Like, it'd be kind of depressing if a gamer is, like, metagaming and then says this to her. Like, oh, man. I want to bring you next time.
Gifts aren't what someone tells you to bring them.
Yes, they are. That's how my family gives gifts.
My joy is in seeing what you choose. There are no wrong answers, and every perspective illuminates my shadows and shares new secrets.
have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one yearns for connection she feels she doesn't deserve. Even when shown compassion, she hid herself away. She will make for a cautious heart. Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
So you don't have a preference on any preferences on how you'd like to change and grow?
My preference is for you to show me what you would like me to see. I cannot know the ways I wish to grow, for I have yet to feel them. It is you who guides me down the thin trail of perspective and memory.
I don't want to hurt you, but the more times I go back, the worse I fear things will be.
The vessels are shaped by memories of you, but their impulses are drawn to the edge of the long quiet. To them, you are a gate to something more, and any hurt you've caused them is understood as a fair price for freedom. But they are only thoughts and perspectives. They are not me. The wounds they've suffered carve texture around my heart. Without them, I would be as I was before. I would be alone and without sensation. I could not feel the joy of having you by my side, for I would not know your absence.
Attack the entity! No. How many more vessels do I need?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
Aww. I'm just gonna assume that the character, this isn't meta gaming, and that this is a weird ethereal story about two eldritch beings. So...
Why wouldn't I be kind to you? You are the only thing I know that isn't me.
And see, this is one of these types of statements that is why I think that you can measure goodness and compassion on sort of an objective, logical scale. Because in the absence of all factors, there isn't really any reason for things to destroy each other. It's only really rationalizations and paranoia that brings things to destroy each other. That's cool. I'm ready to go back.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
Alright. Thorny vessel, bring the Thornder.
You're on a path in the woods.
Now we're gonna save. We're gonna save over our previous save. And alright! That was a very, very, very big overtime because I was engrossed in the game. Thank you all very much for joining me here tonight. I really appreciate you coming here to hang out with me. We will be back tomorrow to continue this game, to get at least one or two more endings, I hope. I hope you've been enjoying the game as much as I have. I really like it a lot. I really like weird Lovecraftian shit, and I also really like this ethereal... I like that this is like in a weird ethereal... I see now why the game says that's a love story, because it's like this weird ethereal romance between two eldritch beings, is the impression I'm getting, and I find that to be intriguing. That's not really a concept I've seen tackled, like what love is on sort of like a cosmic, you know, a metaphysical scale. So I think this is a very interesting premise for a game, and I hope you all been enjoying it too. If you happen to be new here, and you enjoyed hanging out with us tonight, if you think I deserve a follow, I'd appreciate that quite a bit. We stream 3 times a week for approximately 2 hours. And this stream will be re-uploaded to YouTube tomorrow night, where it will join every single stream I have ever done. So if there are any you want to catch up on, you can find all of them there. Link is in the About section. And I'd stick around and just keep making comments on how interesting the game is, but we went ridiculously far over time, so I am glad to get out of here now. So thank you all very much for being here. Really appreciate your support. in every capacity. I hope you have a good afternoon, evening, morning, etc. I will see you all again tomorrow with more Slay the Princess. Ciao!